Welcome to a new fragrance review. Today I'm going to tell you my top 5 Chypre fragrance. So if you don't know what a Chypre is, first of all, it started by a fragrance that was called Chypre. It was made by Coty, and the fragrance was really popular, and through years a lot of company made Chypre fragrance. Sadly, that style of fragrance is not really made anymore. There are some company that still make Chypre, like especially niche fragrance house, notably Tom Ford. I know they made some of them, and I always forget the name of the brand, but the other one that's really expensive that makes Roger Dove make also some Chypre. And some fragrances are still made that are Chypre, but not necessarily new ones. A notable new fragrance that is a Chypre or a newer fragrance, it's Vintage by John Varvatos, but nowadays it's more Oriental fragrances that are made, and Fougère a little bit, but mostly Oriental what I'm seeing. And to keep going a little bit with a Chypre, what it is, basically it's fragrance that has a citrus top. And not always like super strong citrus, but still a citrus top, a floral heart, and some mossy, woody kind of base, maybe animalic also. Notes we see often are leather, oak moss, patchouli in those fragrances. And traditionally it's like bergamot head, jasmine heart, and like oak moss and maybe leathery a little bit base. So I'm now gonna go with my top 5. So number 5, which is also the oldest fragrance in the list, it's Hemis by Hemis. This fragrance smells aldehyde like crazy. For many people it will smell extremely dated, and I will say that of all the fragrance here, it's also the most dated. But it smells nice. There's a nice leather note that's really subtle and a nice clover note. It's really unique. It's rare that I smell fragrance that has that kind of note. It's a nice fragrance. If you like Chypre, if you like really old school fragrance, this one is a nice one. But it's also probably the one of the whole list that you're most not gonna enjoy. Number 4, it's Music Festival by Maison Margiela. And this one I don't have any bottle. I have a sample, and I have like the, you know, those little things of the sample that I lost somewhere, but I don't have any bottle. This fragrance is really nice. It has notably cannabis note, but personally I don't smell any cannabis note. It smells really like cypress to me. It's really woody, fresh. It's a nice fragrance, especially for summer. It's really resinous. It's beautiful fragrance, really well made, and I think it's really underrated in the brand of Maison Margiela. Number 3, it's a clone. It's Just Jack Pure Carbon. And why I'm putting Pure Carbon and not Noir Anthracite? First of all, it's cheaper, easier to find, even though Just Jack are hard to find. Now on Noir Anthracite it's discontinued, you cannot really find it anywhere. Another thing is also that I think it's better than Noir Anthracite. Project's better, lasts longer. It's rare that a clone gets better than the original. This one is really dark, really earthy, resinous. It smells really good. It reminds me a little bit of Club de Nuit Intense, but like just the birch note inside of it. Not the whole fragrance, and it's especially not the lemon top that people don't like. It doesn't have any lemon top note, but it reminds me like birch and more the right on, but like a really darker and more rich version of Club de Nuit Intense. And from all the fragrance in the list, this is probably the one with Music Festival that's the easiest to enjoy. Number 2, it's One Man Show by Jacques Bogart, and this fragrance reminds me a lot of Corum, which is the fragrance that I put number 1 in my top 80s fragrance. And Corum is not on the list because Corum is a woody fragrance and not a Chypre. This one would remind me a lot of the dry down of Corum. It's nice, it smells oak moss, it's really a linear scent, and if you like variety in your scent, It's not really nice, but if you like oak moss, because it's pretty much the strongest thing in that fragrance, it's a beautiful fragrance. If you want a fragrance also that showcase oak moss to have like, not necessarily a single note fragrance, but you know, a fragrance that showcases a note, it's a really nice fragrance. It smells good. And it's nice. And number one, it's Polo by Ralph Lauren. And this fragrance, I could compare it to a little bit a mix of One Man Show and Hemis in a way. It has a little bit of the aldehyde of Hemis, a little bit of oak moss of One Man Show. But the fragrance is really more complex than this. It has a lot of tobacco note, leather notes, and it's a beautiful fragrance. The only thing, some people say it smells like ashes or an ashtray, and I would say that they are right, but it's not into like some old cigarette ashtray that smells bad. It's, you know, perfume way of it, but it smells really nice. It's beautiful, and when I wear it, people like it. It's also a plus, even though it's not the most important thing. The most important is that I enjoy it and I love it. It's really nice. Also, it's my favorite Polo. So hope you enjoyed this video. If it's the case, well, like and share. If you enjoy Chypre fragrance, you too, tell me which one is your favorite. I would really like to know. Maybe there's some that I haven't tried yet. Interesting to try. So, thanks for watching. See you soon.